How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of The Ranked Report. This week, well, I'll start with last weekend. JoJoX9 won a pretty big online tour. It was a Victory Road tournament with Jumpluff. Now, this is not a rental code from Joe himself, but this is a rental code from Santino Tarquinho. It's the exact same six. I imagine the sets are probably pretty similar, but at the very least it's the same 6 Pokemon. But yeah, this is Santino Tarquinho's version of the team. First glance, relatively standard Sun stuff. You've got Torkoal, Great Tusk, like Scarf Great Tusk next to Torkoal is a relatively common thing to see. The Choice Scarf lets it out to be things like Flutter Iron Bundle if it doesn't have booster energy. Photosynthesis in Sun gives it an attack boost, and then you just hit things with big attacks. And then Flutter again, the Photosynthesis ability gives it a special attack boost, plus Specs means you're doing a lot of damage with this thing. Notably, this Tusk is Terra Fire. You often see Terra Ground on, like, Sash Great Tusk. On Scarf Great Tusks, and similarly on Flutter here, you see Terra Water. On sets without Protect, so choice sets, that kind of stuff, you will often see a defensive Terra type rather than offensive one. So here we see Fire on Great Tusk, and we see Water on Flutter or Great Tusk. That's to get around Fairy moves primarily. Terra Water on Flutter lets it dodge super effective Steel type attacks, for example. So this is kind of your two biggest damage dealers. You also have Chenpao, which pairs up nicely with Kingambit and Great Tusk, just to provide them with a bit more damage output. This is standard Focus Sash. Terra Flying here, so you can get around like your own Great Tusk's Earthquakes, for example. Plus it gives you a resistance to fighting, which you otherwise are 4 times weak to. This one has Taunt. Pretty much all Chenpao you see will be running Ice Spit or Sucker Punch. That last lot can be Throat Chop, can be Sacred Sword. Some of them run Haze, for example. This one is Taunt. And then Kingambit, pretty standard set. It's Assault Vest. Terra Fire here. I'm so surprised this one isn't Terra Flying next to Great Tusk with the Earthquake. But this is Terra Fire. Pretty standard. Ironhead, Kowtow, Sucker Punch, Terra Blast. And then the two interesting parts. There's Torkoal, which enables Assaulting. This one is Terra Flying, so again you can stick that next to a Great Tusk. And this Torkoal is running Eject Pack and a more supportive set, so you often see like Charcoal, Eruption, Heat Wave, Earth Power, Protect, or something like that. This one is Overheat, Helping Hand, Yawn, Protect, so much more supportive. The Eject Pack here just means that whenever your stats are lowered, you get switched out. So that means that, for example, you can use Overheat with Torkoal, and that will give you a free switch out, or say your opponent leads an Intimidate Pokemon into your Great Tusk, and you lead Torkoal Great Tusk, you'll get your Sun up, and then you get Eject Packed out. And then Helping Hand is just big damage boosts next to the Pokemon of this team are kind of scary, Yawn for support, and then Protect. And then lastly we have the Jumpluff. Jumpluff plays a similar role to what you'll see Lilligant normally play on these kind of teams. You often see Lilligant on these kind of teams. In that it's a Chlorophyll Abuser, it has Sleep Powder, but it's got a slightly different supportive moveset. So the main draw of Lilligant is access to After You, but Jumpluff here is a Flying type, which means that it's good next to your own Great Tusk, for example. It still has Sleep Powder, still has Leaf Storm, but it gets access to Tailwind, which this team really likes, so you can bring it even outside of the Sun mode, which you can't really get away with Lilligant. And it has Encore, which is a pretty strong support move. It just means that if your opponent locks into a move that's not very effective or something, you can, or clicks a move that's not very effective, you can lock them into it. If they try and set up on you, you can lock them into a setup move. So all in all, I think very cool. I've not used Jumpluff, not in a while, but it is one of my favourite Pokemon, largely because I used it in a playthrough of Pokemon Colosseum. I think it was back when, that would have been 2004, 5, something like that. I would have been like 7. I think it was. Yeah, I love this dude, he's great. But yeah, that is the team. As always, if you want to use it, go ahead. Rental code is here, and yeah, let's jump into some battles. Okay, it occurred to me as I was queuing up for this that I probably should have recorded yesterday, because I'm recording this on Monday 1st, which means the season's reset, so I'm back in Ultra. Ultra? Great Ball? Whichever one it is that you get sent back into. The season reset, and I'm dropping tiers. But we've got Talonflame, Garchomp, Dragonite. So a similar potential strategy there in kind of send out Flying type spam Earthquake. Kind of both teams have got Tailwind users, got a Chien-Pao, got a Kingambit, got a Ground type spammer. How do I deal with this? How bulky is this thing built? Let's have a look. Yeah, this is like all defense. Timid Spec's interesting. I think 189 lets it outspeed every single Dondozo. I think it's probably the strat there. Let's see. I kind of like Fluttermane here. The one where he's ability like Talonflame, that becomes a problem with Tailwind. I could potentially try and match my own Tailwind, or I could just go Torkoal as a lead and just threaten to blow things up. I don't think I hate just blowing things up here. Gives me my sun. I can go back end Jumpluff, and I think I like Tusk here. This is a very aggressive set of Pokemon to bring. I'm not giving myself a huge, like, I'm leaning incredibly heavily on Fluttermane and Great Tusk for my damage this game, which is maybe a bit kind of too many eggs in one basket. We will see. They go Talonflame, Garchomp. It's fine. I need Fluttermane and Torkoal. I should actually check this beforehand, but how fast is... how fast is my Jumpluff? 170, so actually not that quick. Okay. So I'll outspeed Garchomp under Tailwind. It won't outspeed Talonflame. Interesting. Okay. I think I'm just going to lock into Moonblast into the Garchomp here, honestly. And then I'm going to overheat the Talon. This just means that I break the Talon's Gale Wings. They're going to Terra here a bit, it's like Terra Steel Garchomp or something like that. Terra Fire, yeah. That's standard. I'm still going to do a reasonable chunk of damage here. They do go Tailwind. Fluttermane should live this hit. They go EQ. Yeah, there's no way this kills Flutter. Oh, that came very close. Yeah, I was going to say that's going to be low fall. Lost. That's a lot of damage. And please hit. Good. And away I go. I'm kind of forced to go Jumpluff here is the issue. I'm very worried about like a Brave Bird into my Jumpluff here, so I might want to Terastallize Jumpluff. Do I want to make the read on them just going for that? Maybe it's a bit safe just to switch back into Torkoal here, actually. Actually, no, I think I prefer switching into Tusk. No, if they break Bird with Fluttermane, I'm in trouble there. I'll switch into Torkoal, I'll use that as a sacrificial lamb, and then I will Terra here into water so that I survive the Brave Bird, and I will Tailwind. If they taunt Jumpluff here, I'm in a lot of trouble. I guess they don't know where my sash is. Yeah, they could go like taunt EQ here. Kind of screw me over. They do just go Brave Bird. They go Brave Bird into the Flutter. Okay, so I sack my Torkoal. It's probably like a Rock Slide from Garchomp, so the Terra here wasn't necessary at all. Still, I get my Tailwind up. Lovely, well done, Jumpluff. Ow! Okay. Worth noting that my opponent is locked into Outrage here. I've locked into Outrage. My Flutter is faster, but the problem is I have to choice lock into both mons here. Obviously I can't click Earthquake with Great Tusk, but I've got to figure out what I'm clicking that isn't Earthquake. Like Rock Slide seems reasonable enough here. Speed and attack. Okay. In the back. Like, I think I can't lock in like Rock Slide is the thing. Because if I lock in Rock Slide and it's King Gambit, I lose. I think everything other than King Gambit I have a way around if I lock into... No, if King Gambit's in the back, I think I'll just lose regardless, honestly. I think maybe my play is just to go Rock Slide and Gleam here. I don't really like it, but... Meowths and flinches and stuff. Yeah. That killed the Chomp. Okay, I was going to say. If King Gambit's in the back, they just suck punch my Flutter and I lose here. But I think that's fair. King Gambit in the back. Like, there's nothing I could safely lock into in front of these two that would help with that. I could have maybe gone like Shadow Ball, Talonflame, and close combat into the Garchomp, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. Dragonite, show me Dragonite Chenpao. Yeah, okay. That's kind of what I thought it would be. I mean, I'm definitely just getting... didn't I? I'm definitely getting Sucker Punch by the Chenpao is the issue, and I have to lock a Rock Slide. I'm just praying for flinches now. Oh, the Protect. Hold on. Okay, this does Protect, fine. They still have the last kind of their own Tailwind, but I mean that is... I guess they're scouting for if I'm choice locked, right? But I think if I'm even if I'm choice locked, I click these moves anyway. Sorry, even if I'm not choice locked, I click these moves anyway. I guess we'll just stall out some. But I have another turn of Tailwind. Gleam and Rock Slide. I mean, they just suck a bunch of me here. I'm just banking on Tusking a bunch of Rock Slides and doing enough damage to kill with them. Which is not the best idea, but it's an idea. Yep. Yep. Obviously. I don't really have a choice around that. That Extreme Speed really didn't do much to my Great Tusk. Okay, I was going to say, if that's a 2-shot on Chenpao, then I think I'm fine. Oh, wait, no, because I lose my Proto Boost. I'm also pretty sure that's multi-scale Dragonite, which means I do have options for flinches here as well. No, Chenpao's still in range there. Chenpao's easily still in range. I think they don't go Sucker Punch, which is fine. They also don't go Extreme Speed, which is also fine. When it survives, do I get a flinch? Oh, I had the same damage as E-Speed, I was doing nothing. Okay, I need to hit, like... Well, actually, I can't need to hit this one, because otherwise I'm in the E-Speed range, but... E-Speed 1 if I... Oh, no, I'm not in E-Speed range. Oh, because the Chenpao's got it. Cool. That's good damage. Okay, cool. We ended up winning that one, just. That was close. Actually, was that multi-skill Dragonite based on how much that first Rock Slide did? Because that was with Chenpao on the field. And the second one with Chenpao still on the field didn't actually do that much either. I don't know. Anyway, we take those. I'm also kind of lucky I didn't miss any of those. Like, if I'd missed the Chenpao, then I'm dead. I guess maybe that's what my opponent was banking on by not going Sucker Punch there. Because if I hit my Rock Slide, like Sucker Punch isn't doing any damage, I guess banking on the Rock Slide miss there, for example, is still a perfectly viable thing to do. I'm sure the Dragonite set was maybe no, it wasn't Assault Vest. I guess it was probably Lum. So it must have been Terra Flying, I guess. In which case, honestly, Terra Blast might have been more damage. Actually, don't know. Let's have a look. Dragonite. That one. Oh, okay, didn't get an opponent. That's fine, I'm just running calcs. Let's go again. I'm checking to see if Dragonite does more damage with E-Speed or with like Special Terra Blast. Because I could kind of see it being either. There we go. We get an opponent. Oh, see, actually, Special Terra Blast does slightly more damage. Ever so slightly more. Unless they're not max attack Dragonite, which actually most Dragonite are. So it probably actually does, yeah. It's more damage, either way, weirdly. So there you go, if you ever find yourself in that situation, you're better off pressing Special Terra Blast into pretty much any Great Tusk. Okay, this is Rain. So I'm bringing Torkoal back end here. That's generally just good advice in opposing weather matchups, is bring your Weather Setter at the back. I also really don't hate Jumpluff here, but I don't know if it's the right move. Gambit seems pretty good as the horse and into the Flutter. Less so into the Dozo. What's my Dozo check here? I guess I have Yawn on Torkoal is pretty good as a Dozo check, and I'm pretty sure Dozo can't one-shot it. So I've got a soft check there. I do like King Gambit this game. I think, like, particularly if I bring Torkoal back end, they can't really hit King Gambit in Sun. I don't think this is a game for Tusk. Flutter, Torkoal, Champion, no. Let's do this. Gambit. Gambit, Jumpluff. Gambit, Jumpluff, Flutter, Torkoal, I think seems reasonable. I'm a little worried about the Dondozo, but I've got like soft checks into it, like I can sleep powder it and stuff like that. Yeah, Flutter Tatsu, okay. That's fine. I think I can just start swinging the King Gambit here, right? Tailwind it? I don't think I have a Tailwind here, I think. Like, I've got a couple of options, which are I switch in my Torkoal here. I have Flutter. I do kind of want to get a Tailwind up here. I can't. Maybe should have sleep out of the. They withdraw Tatsu. That's fine. Into their Pelly. Okay. Fine. So I could have actually just switched into the Torque that turn. Okay, so Tailwind ended up working really nicely here. So I can bring in my Torkoal here, but I don't really want to in front of the Flutter main is the thing. I think what I can do is I can Sleep Powder to prevent my opponent from getting a... I mean, Flutter's going out here, right? And they've got a bunch of steel resist in the back. I'm kind of like going Kowtow here. I'm going to Kowtow the Flutter. And I think I'm just going to Sleep Powder the Teleproto and then matching my Tailwind here. Yep, Flutter goes out into... It is Dozo, okay. That's fine, I can start putting down Sleep Powders on this. I miss, okay. Not ideal. Kowtow, so I'm probably getting Hurricane. They could either Tailwind or Hurricane here. Yeah, they go for Tailwind. I bring my Torque here, and I think I can go for a... If this is the Terra Water variant that's often on rain teams, I can just Sleep Powder it, I think. Pelly goes out into... I guess this is Tatsu. Yup. Okay. I can Sleep Powder this. out goes Gambit. In comes Torque. I don't really have things into this. I guess I have Leaf Storm. That's not unreasonable damage. I really want to put this to sleep. They are going to Terra. Terra Grass is fine here, I think. It is Terra Water, okay. So if I hit the Sleep Powder, I'm in really good shape. If I don't hit the Sleep Powder, I am not in particularly fantastic shape, but it's workable. Okay, we hit. That's nice. Go to bed. This Storm is taking a lot of damage. Is Helping Hand Leaf Storm going to be enough to pick this up? I feel like it is. Helping Hand and Leaf Storm. Fair out the Dozo. Oh, that did nothing. So potentially faster than me now. I kind of want to get Torkoal off the field here, so it's gonna look weird. I'm gonna go Overheat and Leaf Storm into the Dozo here. I don't miss kills, but oh, it does kill. Okay, stand corrected. And I was still faster. Good to know. Wasn't even correct. Okay, calcs were a bit weird there. So this just lets me get a free switch. Bonk. Not a huge amount of damage, but it's some damage on Tatsu. Out they go. Adios. And in comes my Flutter. Tailwind. So they kind of have to bring in Pelly here. There you bring in Pelly. Okay. I know this team likes to run Specs Tatsu. So if I feel bold in calling this is Specs, I can just go Moonblast into the Tatsu here. And then Sleep Powder Developer. The other option I have is I switch in my Torkoal. And just take up the Tatsu. They're very switching to the back, I don't really know. I'm definitely Moonblasting this slot, it's just a case of what I do with my Jumpluff. I don't want to get like Scarf Tatsu Muddy Water accuracy drop is the worry here, so I'm going to just go into my Torkoal. Okay. That works. Alright. I'd taken 0 damage so far that game. So I think regardless, if I take damage on my Torkoal there, I think I'm still okay. And the thing is, like, even if they stay in with Pelipper and take out my Torkoal, either their Tatsu goes down and then they're stuck in Sun because they can't switch their Pelipper out, or they switch out their Tatsu and I get free damage on something with no pressure on my Torkoal. So I think either way I end up in a fine position. Alright, well that's going to be it for episode 1. Jumpluff came to both games and we won both of them. First one was a little bit sketchy, but the second one was a bit easier. Again, I think that was just a case of like knowing what that team often wants to do, particularly on the Terra Water Dondozo. So clicking Sleep Powder into that, for example, is generally quite safe. If you see Dondozo on a rain team, because that Surf Wave Crash Dondozo has been going around a lot recently. Yeah, that's it for first episode with this team. As always, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, please do leave a like on the video, sub to the channel if you haven't done so already. Go follow me on Twitch as well, link to that in my description, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.